So, in today's weekly workout, I'm going to be talking about holding pads. I'm going to give you guys a few tips on how to hold pads. Now, holding pads is an excellent skill to have, and you will make yourself an asset to your gym if you get really, really good at it. And it's also beneficial for you because it teaches you how to recognize punches when they're coming your way. You're basically getting a lot of time standing in front of someone who's throwing punches, so your brain gets used to those punches coming in your direction, and it allows you to process that information a lot better for your own offensive and your own sparring and your own fighting. Now, a couple things. When you are holding pads for someone, you need to make sure that you are moving around in your footwork as close as you possibly can. Um, that means you're using the same principles as you would use to shadow box and to move around, to keep yourself in front of your partner and keep yourself stable in front of your partner so you don't fall over. So now, when we are holding pads, we want to make sure that we are cupping our hand. And I'll take one of these off so you can see what I'm talking about. You want to kind of cup your hand like that so you can absorb the force, absorb the punches. You don't want to just lift your hand up like that and your hand be flimsy. You want it to be a nice, solid spot for them to throw nice punches. The next thing that we want to do is we want to meet those punches with some force of our own. So if they're throwing, I'm going to also time my own little pat in order to meet those punches with some force of our own. They say that the sign of a good pad holder is they can make anybody feel like they have serious punching power. And a lot of that comes from their ability to pop those punches when they come in their direction. Now, when we're holding pads, and there's all kinds of different ways to hold it, but I'll give you guys a basic formula to follow. If they're throwing their right hand, I'm going to hold with my right hand. If they're throwing their left hand, I'm going to hold with my left hand. And that way they're kind of punching across or across the middle and not on the same mirror side. Now, there are different schools of thoughts and there are different ways to do it, but this is a way, a simple way that, especially if you're first starting off, you can follow this and then add other things onto it if you like. So again, they're punching with the right, I'm going to hold with the right. If they're punching with the left, I'm going to hold with the left. Now, let's go over some combinations. We'll go with four basic combinations: the jab, combination one, combination two, the jab cross, and then combination three, the jab cross hook, and combination four, the jab cross hook cross. How do we hold for those? Now, with the jab, they're throwing that jab with the left. I'm going to meet it, pop, with the left. The jab cross, they're throwing the left and the right. It's going to be pop, pop, left and right. The jab cross hook is going to be left, right, left. So when I'm holding for the hook, you see how I'm pointing my pad up and down? If it's a hook, that's the direction that they're going to be hitting that pad. So we want to adjust the pad accordingly. So it's going to be left, right, left, like that, meeting it with some force of our own. And then lastly, jab, cross, hook, cross. That's going to be left, right, left, right. All right. Now, One thing that you want to make sure that you do, a couple things. First, we want to keep those pads as close to the middle as possible. We want to give our training partners a realistic area to punch. Big mistake that I see a lot of people do when they're holding pads is they're holding them out here. No, hold them down the middle. The next thing that we want to make sure that we do is hold the pads, and obviously we need to work up to this point, but hold the pads close to your head. Again, giving your partner a realistic look, realistic target. And now, last thing that I want to point out is a lot of times when people are holding for their hooks, they hold it down here. Yes, you can throw hooks to the body, but I think it's a better idea to just hold all of your punches up at the head level. Again, you're holding pads to increase your partner's accuracy, and where you need accuracy the most in sparring and fighting is accuracy to hit the head. So I think that it's going to be better work for your partner to be throwing their hooks up here at the head level. And not to say that you can't put your hooks down here, but if I'm going to be holding pads for hooks to the body, I'm going to actually put it down at my body so they can get a realistic target. I'm not going to be holding it out here. And I think that when people are holding for hooks, I think that they really want to hold it for the head, and they're just for some reason letting that hand drop down there. So, recap. Move around in your stance. Hold pads, hold the same hand, hold up the same hand that they're punching with your pads. Keep all of your punches, for the most part, in the middle. Keep your punches, hold them closer to your head. And meet those punches with force of your own. All right, guys, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that was beneficial. Take this advice, grab yourself some pads, and you're going to be your training partner's best training partner if you can hold pads nicely for them. All right, Coach Sully, Reps and Sweat, Frederick, Maryland. Let's get it.